Okay, so I'm here with Reece Herbert, who's a second year ACE boxing student here at City College Brighton and Hove, and just doing his end of year interview questions to see what his experience has been like over the last 2 years with ACE. So Reece, can you tell us a little bit about how technically you think you've improved over the 2 years?
Overall, I think I've become like more tidy with my shots. I'm not like kind of swinging, and I'm coming with like phase of attacks. Like, so I'm not going in, getting hit, and then throwing shots. I'm make sure I'm hitting and then getting out and stuff like that. So just tidy overall.
Okay, and what things do you think you still need to kind of work on, keep developing?
Obviously, I would like to keep on further developing my phase of attacks. Just keep coming back with them, and then just make. Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, and also like head, keep like moving my head and stuff. And
Okay.
Tidy hands.
Sure. And what about tactically? What sort of tactics have you developed over the last 2 years?
Tactics. I'm just like.
You say you come forward and more countering.
Oh yeah, I'm more counter. I've been like kind of feinting to get them to lead off, and coming back with my own shots, but just moving around the ring nicely. Like try not to stand the ropes too long, and if I do, turn my opponents, and then come back with my own shots.
Okay, and what about physically? What kind of physical developments have you seen?
We've been doing strength and conditioning, and I feel like overall I've improved like my strength in general, but power as well, throwing speed, making my shots more explosive, and getting in and out with using like explosive legs and stuff.
And obviously, in terms of nutrition, you've had a nutrition plan that you've worked to. How do you think that's developed?
It's
And
gone
your
really well.
knowledge of nutrition?
When I first started, of course, my nutrition plan was not very good. I never really had much energy for training. But then after we went through like what's good and what's not, I've seen to have loads more energy in training. I can get through the session without feeling like really tired, and also recovery after. Like I need a bit of carbs, a bit of protein, and it needs to be within like the 20-minute window.
Okay, fantastic. And also, we've done a lot of stuff on mental skills, in preparation for bouts, and how you practice skills and relax yourselves. Can you tell us about a few things that you've learned mentally?
Mentally, we've got like this, the mental imagery, like say like before you go in the bout, think about it first, like go through like the routines, and then also slowing things down, and then also just in general like setting out a routine and then getting the training right and just feeling like more disciplined to get everything done.
And what about your lifestyle in terms of how it's changed and how it will change in the future? Do you think you've made certain amendments to your lifestyle to accommodate for your boxing?
Yeah, like instead of going out, sometimes I make sure I go for that like run or do that training, just what I need before. Basically, I fit my lifestyle around boxing, so I make sure I get my boxing out of the way with first, and then move on to do what I like need to do, and then obviously nutrition again. I've changed that.
Okay, and what are you looking to do after ACE? So soon you'll be graduating. So what's your career aspirations after this?
I would like to I would like to coach, like say maybe coach little kids, or just go into like a gym and then be like a gym instructor or something like that.
Okay, and in terms of your own amateur career, how far do you want to push that?
I would like to be able to like get obviously short-term goal. I would like to obviously win the ABAs, and then progress maybe to go into the GB squad, and then just keep training hard from there, and then maybe turn pro in the future.
Okay, so you've been dealing with a lot of different people since you've been on ACE, different coaches, obviously different boxers, and also your BTEC lecturers as well. How do you feel your communication skills have improved since you've been here?
Communication skills have gone really well. I've like know how to talk to like other people, because not everyone talks in the same way. So you've got to like kind of change it up, and then like asking for help and stuff. If you're stuck on it, ask someone to help me, or if they need help, I'll help them, stuff like that.
And what about situations like this when we've actually asked you to actually feed back on, in camera, and when you have a camera in your face, how do you feel the confidence and your ability to put the information across has changed?
Yeah, it has got better, because at first I was a bit nervous. I obviously I didn't really know what to say sometimes, but now it has got a lot better. Instead of being like nervous, not sure what to say, like saying just like one or two word answers. Now using it in sentences and stuff like that.
And finally, the final module about health and safety. How do you feel your practice or your approach to training sessions has changed as a result of your health and safety knowledge?
I like before sessions, I check if I'm about to do something, say like bicycle or shoulder press, I make sure like the area is clear and I've got someone supporting me. So if the weight's too heavy, I've got someone to help me pull it down and stuff, so I don't injure myself and others.
And what about the kind of formal things like risk assessments, etc.?
Risk assessments, yeah. Got to make sure like before each session, you've got to like check around the gym. Say if there's like water on the floor, you want to make sure you get that cleaned up first, or if there's any trip hazards, make sure you move them.
Okay, and just finally, in terms of young aspiring boxers coming onto the ACE program in the future, for example this September, what would you say to them?
I would really recommend it. It's an enjoyable course and you get a lot out of it. Not just boxing, you learn so much like mentally and just really all different stuff like nutrition, also different combinations, different styles of training and just stuff like that. It's really a good course, and getting to train like 5 days a week, it's just really good.
Okay, thanks very much, Reece.